G.L.A.Ms, welcome back. Now that my hair has been pre-pooed, we're gonna moisturize and retwist.
All right, guys, so we are back and I'm about to retwist, remoisturize, and seal in her hair. And the products that I'm going to be using today are by the Maui line. It's a moisture hair care conditioner. It is a thicken and restore with bamboo fibers conditioner for weak and brittle hair. You can densify, revive, strengthen the hair. It has exotic bamboo fibers, is rich in castor oil and lush neem oil. So I'm going to be going in with this as a moisturizer slash conditioner for hair. This is a rinse out, but I'm going to be using this as a leave-in. And to seal that moisture in, I'm just going to be going in with the Alafia Pure Shea Butter Unscented. It's best for all hair and skin types. I'm going to be sealing that right over the top of the conditioner to seal some of that moisture in. Now that her hair has been pre-pooed, it has been washed, now I'm going to go into the process of detangling and remoisturizing along with sealing that moisture in with the retwist. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. All right, so now I'm on to the main parts of her hair because I did her edges, and by me just doing that tender loving care to her edges, I was able to restore, and look how her edges have grown as a result. Look at that, you all. Her edges have length. At one point they were just very small. Let me retwist this back up in here. Very short, very brittle, very small. And that was because I was doing the rubber banding method when I was twisting her hair, and it was pulling out her edges. So what I did was just took her edges out that were very small and brittle, cut it down, and then I just started doing moisturizing and sealing in with greases and conditioner. And look how her edges have grown as a result. So now, like I stated, I'm on to the main portion of her hair. I'm just going through, just separating the hair. Separating is key. I'm not pulling or anything. I'm just going in and separating. Separating is key. I take my spray bottle, saturate the strand with water, take the conditioner, and I'm again, this amount right here goes on one strand. I am very heavy handed, and I just apply it right down the hair shaft, focusing on the ends because the ends are the oldest part of the hair. And I just work my way up the hair shaft, separating the strands. And this makes detangling an ease and a breeze as I work around the sections of her hair. And the conditioner that I'm using, it is very invigorating. The scent is not loud. It has a very light, mild scent. And it does require for you to rinse it out, but I'm going to just use it as a leave-in. And this will last her for another 6 weeks or so. We're at the beginning of the month of March, so I will not be washing her hair anymore until around the beginning to the middle part of April. I do not wash her hair that very often, and I do credit that for the lymph retention as well. Now, she does play sports, so I will monitor if the pollen, how the pollination is out, because we are entering into the spring months. If her hair does come up with a lot of the pollen, I will wash her hair in between that 4 to 6 week time frame. So this is the shed hair that I got out from this strand right here. And I know it does look kind of gross, but I do want to show you the shed hair that has came out of me not detangling her hair in almost a little over a month. So I'm just taking my shea butter, my raw shea butter, and it's best to have like a rat tail comb, you all, so the product will not get up under your fingernails. I cannot stand that product being under my fingernails. I melt that in, and I apply it directly on the hair shaft, and I retwist like so. I'm just working it in. And that's pretty much it, you all, on how I do a retwist and a remoisturization of her hair. It's not a whole lot that I do to the hair, but I'm just amazed at the length, you all. Just look at this length of her hair. Just look how the length is there on her hair. And that's just no heat, no excess styling, no over styling, just moisturization and sealing in the moisture. So that's strand number 1. And as you see, her hair is already sectioned. I'm just gonna take it, separate it, and I already still have some product left from the previous strand, so I'm just gonna get that off my hand and just do a soft detangle. And me doing that pre-poo treatment, it actually helps soften the hair, which is good because it helps get out all that tangled hair that was in her hair for me not detangling it in almost 6 weeks or so. So the Dove Amplified Moisture for curly coily hair is an excellent pre-poo treatment. I tried it out on her hair. It was not overbearing with the smell. I left it in and covered with the plastic cap for about an hour or so. And I have the video in the description box linking that on how I did her pre-poo. So now I'm just adding a little bit of water, taking this conditioner and putting a generous amount in the hand and just working down the hair shaft. All right, guys, so we are slowly working this in and trying to get this hair done. This is why I state to allow the amount of time that is necessary to do the natural hair, because it can be time consuming when you are detangling like we're doing now, remoisturizing and resealing the strands. I've been teaching her how to maintain her natural hair because she is about to go to school in the fall, and even though she will be home commuting back and forth, I'm wanting her to know the importance of caring for her hair. So she's working on that side while I am doing this side, and it's nothing strenuous about what we do other than just allotting the amount of time. And as you see that she is separating, I've taught her to pay attention to detail. If there's a knot at the end, pay attention to it so you will not cause excess damage to the shaft by just pulling. Notice when I'm detangling this strand, you see how there is some matted spots in the areas, but I'm just working the product through and separating until I get down the hair shaft, working it in slowly. I'm not doing this and just pulling. I'm not doing that. I am separating it. As I separate it and work my fingers through, the shed hair is coming right out. And that's pretty much all detangling is. It's just separating the matted spots and pulling out all the shed hair that has gotten out as a result of just the natural shedding process. So now that I'm able to run my hands right through, I do have a little bit of a knot right here. So I just slowly do it. This is where your time consumption comes in through the detangling process. Again, you don't want to just start off and just run your fingers through. You want to make sure that when you do it continuously, that the hair is being separated and where you're just able to run it through like so. And look at the shed hair that came out on this section, you all. This is all shed hair that has came out as a result, because her hair has been twisted up. She has untwisted it and retwisted it, but no detangling has been really done. So we're going through today, after we had washed it, to get out all the shed hair that has taken place over the 6 weeks. So I'm teaching her on how to do it. She has not really mastered the art of patience yet, which is what I'm trying to teach her, and being patient, right?
Yes, ma'am.
You cannot rush through the process. You have to take the allotted time that is necessary to detangle the hair. And as I'm working through it more, you see that I'm able to glide my hand right through. And that section alone, you guys, took me roughly about 2-3 minutes. So this is the shed hair that came out of that section. This is the shed hair, just to show you the shedding process. Now, just taking a little bit more conditioner and applying down the hair shaft, focusing on the ends because the ends are the oldest part of the hair. This is the oldest part. You're focusing on those. And now that I moisturized it, I'm just taking the shea butter and sealing it all in. You can use hair greases in this step, hair oils. I'm learning to love the shea butters now. I still do use the hair greases, but I am learning to love and incorporate shea butters in our hair routine, and it's doing wonders. So now that she has gotten that section detangled, she is running her hands through and she is getting out the shed hair as well. She's got out the shed hair of that section. So just teaching her how to maintain and do her hair. Again, allotting that time. Doing natural hair takes time. And look how moisturized these strands are, you all. Look how moisturized they are. And see, we're not rushing. I'm teaching her not to be rushed. We're taking our time with this process. And again, just getting out the shed hair, because natural hair sheds. You shed about 100 strands a day. So at the end, it's going to look like a lot of shed hair because we have not detangled on a regular basis, being that we do keep her hair twisted up, which reduces the over manipulation. But look how moisturized these strands are, you all. Look at the moisture. And she works a little bit slower, which is fine. I'd rather her work slower than me and do it right and then rush through it, and her hair becomes damaged as a result. So I'm just going up here and just separating it and running my hair through. Then I take the other part of it and just separate it on through. And this product is providing amazing slip. You definitely want to use a product that does help aid in providing that slip to work through those strands. You don't want anything that's going to not do what it's supposed to do. And see how she's just working her fingers through, focusing on the ends and getting out all that shed hair so it will not retangle in the hair shaft. So this is where the time and the patience comes in. You have to allot yourself the amount of time to get it done. I recommend, if you don't have the allotted time, do not, start working on your natural hair, because you will get frustrated and end up pulling out unnecessary strands as a result.
All you had to do is take one step at a time.
One step at a time. And that's how I work with her, having her work in steps. Work in steps. And if you want to melt it right on the hair shaft, the shea butter, look what I'm doing. I'm just applying it right on the hair shaft like so. And I'm just working it in on the hair shaft until it melts in. If you don't want to rub your hands together, you can just put it directly on the hair shaft and just melt it in with your fingers. All right, guys, we are just about coming down the mountain of this tedious process of moisturizing and detangling these strands. I have about 4 more to do. With the help of my daughter, I was able to finish at a much quicker pace. So I'm just getting these last few in the back. I have about 4 more. But again, I cannot stress this tip enough. If you do not have the designated time to be able to work through the strands of your natural hair and detangle and moisturize and seal in and all the different things that come with just caring for the natural hair on wash day, do not do it. Save it for another day, because it is tiresome, it is draining, but at the end it's also rewarding, because scripture tells us better is the end of a thing. So we're coming to the near end, and look at all the shed hair that I got out of this section right here. And her hair was already in pre-made sections with the twist that we currently keep in her hair. I will be recording tomorrow the takedown of it to show you all the takedown. But thank you all for watching this very detailed video on how I detangle, remoisturize, seal in the moisture, and do a retwist.
Alright Glams, this concludes my moisturization and retwist of my hair. And even though I don't detangle it on a regular basis, I want to show you the shed hair that is about 6 weeks worth.
You all be blessed
And be glamorous.